I'd actually heard about CeraSport. I was out on a ride and someone had mentioned it, and I'm like, okay, what's this? Tell me a little bit more about it. And then I went to Murphy, and he's my manager and my agent, and said, can you do a little bit of research? And it sounds like a really good company. Sound like they do some good things, and I'd really like to try the product. And it went from there. He went and spoke to Charlene, and I ended up signing a deal with them in '07, and I've used the product last year and this year. I'd always used Gatorade. I guess it's drilled into most people's heads that to hydrate you use Gatorade, you use Powerade, and I was no different. We were told to use Gatorade for races to get the electrolyte that you need, and I'd always use that before a race to hydrate and during a race. And I always found that I was a little bit bloated. I think all the simple sugars didn't sit so well, but I just put that down to nerves. Before a race you have some tummy problems, and I always thought that was nerves. And the minute I tried CeraSport, I was like, this is different, like my tummy's not bloated before the race. I don't feel, all funny in the stomach, and I quite like it. And I raced on it as well, no problems, felt good, no bloating. Running off the bike felt great. My biggest accomplishment thus far was November last year. I actually won the 70.3 World Championship. So that was like a huge goal of mine, to win a world title. And basically from then it's been a dream. I've had 3 70.3 wins this year and a second. I've raced 9 races and I've been on the podium 8 times this year. So everything's going so great. I feel so blessed that I'm able to do this sport, and I found my purpose, I guess, in life.
What's next for you? What are your aspirations? What would you like to do next?
Next up, I've actually got a race this weekend, another 70.3 in Newfoundland, but that's really just another stepping stone. My next big goal is to defend my world championship in November in Clearwater. That's my ultimate goal for this year. But long-term goals, I want to go to Kona. I want to race the Ironman, and I want to do well. I'll be 28 next year. I could have raced Kona 2 years ago, and no doubt would have been able to 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and would have been able to get through it fine. But decided to hold off. I had a slot for Kona this year. I had a slot last year. I turned them down because I wanted to really not just race or go through the motions in that race. I want to be a factor. So that's the big goal. That's what we're looking forward to for '09.